One night I had a dream about the future. I found myself walking along a winding lane edged with tall trees. Fallen leaves crunched beneath my feet, and although I didn't recognize the place, there was a sense of knowing where I was. I also knew that this wasn't happening now. I was 5 years forward in time. Mountains began to rise up in the distance, rugged, pine-clad peaks topped with cloud. The sun was warm as it headed towards the western horizon, painting everything in a golden light. There was a calmness and peace surrounding me, and I was curious to find out where the road led. Soon I came to some open gates. Feeling a tug inside, I turned and walked through them, following the gravel driveway along a white picket fence. Rose bushes bloomed at neatly spaced intervals, filling the air with their scent. As I approached the house, I could see someone sitting on a wooden bench, watching my every step. I didn't feel uncomfortable. Something inside told me I was meant to be there. But then I stopped. No wonder I felt so at ease. The person watching my approach was someone I knew very well. Someone whose face I'd seen 1,000,000 times before. It was me. A slightly older me. There were more smile lines, and those eyes looked a little wiser and brighter. But it was unmistakably me. I took a few uncertain steps forward, unsure about what this could mean. "Hey," said my future self, standing to his feet and beaming. "I've been waiting for you." My thoughts were racing inside my head. You're me. You're me. It was all I could say. It seemed like a good place to start. "Well, that's one way of looking at it," the older me agreed, putting a friendly arm around my shoulder. "Come on, I'll show you around." We walked together on a path that skirted the house. I couldn't help glancing sideways at this strange yet familiar person, all the time wondering why I was here. My future self was telling me about the house and how much he loved living here. I tried to take it all in. It seemed very much like the kind of place I'd choose to live, if I could. "This is your house, our house?" I asked, fascinated. "It does seem that way." A wide green lawn came into view. There was a small stage, and rows of chairs sat out on the grass. Off to one side I could see tables piled high with food and drinks, and between the trees colourful bunting fluttered in the breeze. It looked like a party was about to begin. "What's happening?" I asked. "We're celebrating." "Celebrating what?" "Oh, the last 5 years or so," he explained with a smile. "Why?" "Why? Because I knew you'd be here, of course." My eyes were filled with the beautiful surroundings, the green lawn, bright flower beds, and trees of all kinds. People were gathering in different places, walking and chatting, stopping to smell the roses, and waving greetings to each other. Some of them I recognized easily. My wife, my kids. A little older, yes, but something in the way they stood, relaxed, confident, and happy, made them seem quite different. When I looked around, I found myself alone. My host was mingling with the crowd. I could see that same relaxed confidence in how he interacted with others, and for a brief moment I wondered if this person was actually me. He seemed to possess an energy, an enthusiasm that I clearly lacked. No one seemed to pay any attention to me, so I found a bench next to an apple tree where I could sit down and watch the proceedings. More people were arriving. All of them seemed so pleased to be there, and greeted my future self with big hugs and smiles. Eventually the crowd sat themselves down, and someone stepped onto the stage to welcome everyone. couldn't help smiling as a warm glow welled up inside. It was one of my children. With the introduction over, I listened in wonder as various individuals took the mic and told their stories. Stories which, at some point, I came into. Stories that, in some way or other, I had apparently played a role in. All I could do was shake my head in disbelief. Some of these people I knew, some were family and friends, others were strangers from different parts of the world, places I'd never even been to. It was wonderful, but at the same time I could hear a voice in my head echoing over and over. This isn't real. This isn't you. This is not your life. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to remember the stories. Many of them seemed too crazy or improbable anyway, things that had happened to a stranger. But all too soon I could see that the party was coming to an end. The night was closing in, the stars were glimmering overhead, and everyone was heading inside or leaving. I was lost in my thoughts when a familiar voice spoke. "I'm glad you're still here," said the older me. "Let's go for a walk." We headed away from the house, back along the driveway and through the gates. The moon was now rising above the far hills and lighting our way. As we walked, we talked about family, about friends, about the twists and turns life brings. "And everything I've seen here, what does it all mean?" I asked. "Is it real?" "Let's call it possibility," he said brightly. "But is it real? Well, that's something only you can decide." We came to the place where I'd begun. It seemed like a long time ago, and I was vaguely aware that the fallen leaves had all gone. I could see the lane stretching away in the moonlight, fading into nothing. We stopped. It seemed like we'd come to the end of our journey together. "You asked me before," my future self said, turning to face me, "if I'm you." "Yes. And you told me that was one way of looking at it. What did you mean?" "It's one way of looking at it, yes. But I'm not you." He must have seen the disappointment in my eyes. "I'm not you. You know why? Because I'm not tied to the past. I don't live today as if tomorrow has already been decided." I nodded. "I see. But then you have all this." I waved my hand in the direction of the house. "But all this doesn't make me who I am." "It doesn't?" I said. "Then—" He held up a hand to stop me. "I have something for you," my future self explained. "A gift." I saw that his hands were wrapped around something which was glowing, almost vibrating with energy. I could feel it, sense the pull. It was exciting. He held it up, showing me a small golden treasure box. It was set with gemstones and engraved with all kinds of images and words. The lid, secured with a strong padlock, wobbled up and down, revealing a light that glowed inside. There was a power hidden within that little treasure box, an energy that didn't want to be shut away. I found myself yearning to open the lid, to let out whatever it was that this casket held. This priceless treasure, something wonderful, unimaginable. As if all my deepest desires and dreams had been encapsulated, held in one place, waiting to be opened. And my future self was holding it out to me. I wasn't sure what to say. "What is it?" I whispered. "I can't tell you," he said, the soft voice conveying affection. "You'll have to find out." Suddenly it was in my hand. I held it tightly as it hummed in my grasp. In awe, I ran my fingers over the gilt edges, tracing out the images. There was, once again, an odd sense that I'd seen this before. "All I can say is that it's everything you'll ever need." He reached out and put a firm hand on my shoulder. There was a deep love in those familiar eyes and a kindness in the voice that I'd rarely heard myself use. It was my voice, those were my eyes, but I could sense no barriers, no regrets, no sorrow. Only goodness and hope. I said nothing, staring at the gift, and then I looked up. So, what now? He shrugged. This gift, he laid a hand on mine, is a reminder. Of what? A reminder of what you already have inside, he said. I blinked. I couldn't understand what I was hearing. It's already inside me? How can that be true? I stumbled over my words, confused. But wait, what I need is inside the box, isn't it? In this gift. Ah, he said. You still think you need something more. I understand, after all. I've walked in your shoes, literally. I want what you have, I said with feeling. So I need to find the key, right? I get it. Then I'll be able to walk into the new life, your life. No, he said gently. You don't need to find anything. You are the key. Me. I'm the key. A warm smile creased those eyes once again. Listen, I'm not you, that's true. But you can be me. I don't understand. It's not your past that dictates your tomorrow. It's today. Live out of that place. From now on, just remember, you are me. It's that simple. It can't be that simple, I countered. Surely I have to become you. Why? He asked. Because I've arrived? What do you see when you look at me? A better version of you? Well, yes, I exclaimed. You must be. You have everything I want. No. What you're seeing is you from a different perspective. You without all the layers. And when you go back, when you wake up in the morning, all you have to do is choose. Choose? I asked, puzzled. Decide. Decide how you're going to live your day. Will it be as your old self, listening to all those echoes, held back by the past? No, I don't want to do that anymore. So then, will it be from a place of realization, beginning each new day, understanding that you already have everything you ever need to shape your future? That's powerful stuff. You don't have to arrive. You just have to be. I stopped, thinking over what this future me had said. This me who seemed to know me better than I knew myself. Closing my eyes, I breathed deeply, letting the truth sink in. I am him. I am him. I already have all I need. Sensing a change, I opened my eyes to find him smiling once again. There was no need for words, but I still hesitated. The first rays of the rising sun were touching the trees, and I noticed new buds on the branches above. A gentle breeze was blowing once more. I didn't want to leave just yet. I could feel his eyes, my eyes, on me. It's going to be okay, he assured me. You have everything inside you. With that, I nodded and turned towards the end of the lane. Holding the gift in my hand, I looked closely at it once more. It's already inside me. And you'll figure it out, eventually, he laughed. He believed in me. It was as if a light came on. I couldn't stop the smile forming as I looked back. So, if I already have it, I don't need this, right? What do you think? I tossed the golden gift high towards my future self. I think you can hold on to it for me. He caught it easily. There you go. You're on your way. He raised a hand in farewell. I faced the lane once more, this time with a lightness in my spirit and a joy in my heart. You have everything inside you. Those words now echoed as I stepped forward